All right. Hi, you guys. I wanted to give you an update, a little bit of feedback on essays. Uh, Take care of a little administrative business. I changed some dates on some assignments, so I wanted to get in touch with you. Uh, First thing is the persuasive presentation due date. I moved that back to March 19th. I wanted to let you know if you wanted to submit a soundtrack or a screencast to accompany a slideshow, that'd be fine in place of video, whatever's easiest for you. But you have to submit the formal and speaking outlines, all right? I don't think there should be any problem with having two or three or four or many files uploading, but let me know if you have any problems with that, okay? I also moved back step 2 research paper back to the 23rd because I want better essays. I think some of you need to do a lot more reading from a particular scholarly or critical approach to the stories. I wanted to give you some feedback on the step 1. I was a little surprised and, to be honest, a little disappointed in a number of the essays. So if I sound like I'm scolding some of you, you may deserve it if you hear it in that tone. All right. The first step had 2 parts in the instructions, right? The first was sort of this close reading of the original text. And a lot of you did the summaries, but you didn't take time then to sort of unpack the highlight of the plot points. And that's really kind of critical. And the second part of that was to develop a sort of a scholarly approach to this particular fairy tale, which required you to actually not only find a sort of a general essay commenting on fairy tales in general, but using a particular scholarly or critical lens. So if you're using a psychological approach to the fairy tales, or a cultural critical approach, you had to sort of identify what that approach was and use that to comment on the specific parts of the essay that you'd already described. And so if you didn't make those 2 particular approaches, then you probably received an incomplete or a failing grade on this first essay. Some of you also fell into the trap of spending too much time on themes and morals in this step of the research project. That's not really, those were not, that wasn't the focus of this step. That's the focus of the second step of the project. And so this next second step essay, I've moved it back so that you can spend some more time collecting additional resources. Remember, your annotated bibliography, which is due in April, requires 8 to 10 resources for the essay, and so you should have had 4 to 5 in this first step, and another 4 to 5 for the second step. I worked really hard on your papers. I did a lot of proofreading, grammar checking, mechanical. I made comments on your organization. I made suggestions on the next step of the essay. And so this has this is a double-edged sword for you, because if you want to resubmit, I'll be glad to see resubmitted essays. But beware, I'm going to have my comments, my original comments and proofreading remarks in front of me when I reread your essay. So I want you to take my remarks seriously. And if you don't do that, then God be with you. All right. You can ignore them, but it's sort of at your risk. All right. So just warning up front. At any rate, I also wanted to comment, the Allisons, both Allisons in the class were wonderful essays. Claudia's essay was great, but Riley Newsom's essay was superior. And so thank you, Riley. Thank you, Allison, and Claudia. And Oscar's essay was very good too. So there were some good essays. All right, I don't want you to get me wrong. So everything's well. The rest of the semester is going to go by fast, so just stay at it and work as hard as you can. And I'll see you soon. I hope you do well. Bye.